Okay, welcome to Daily 3D Revolve. Today I'm going to be doing a Design Spark mechanical tutorial, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a tortilla keeper. Now if you're going to go ahead and create one as well and print this, make sure that you use food grade plastic so that your tortillas are safe. You want to use plastic that's going to make your food toxic. Make sure that it's food grade. Okay, so we're going to do in millimeters, so we're going to go ahead and click this right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and create the first circle, and I've got some basic dimensions on my phone. We're going to go ahead and make this first circle 215.9. So we'll click in the center there, type 215.9. That's going to be our first inside diameter. Now we're going to get to go ahead and let's go to the 3D mode on this. Let's click over here and go change to isometric. We'll do control minus. We're going to extrude this. So let's click here and put minus 60. That's about 2.5 inches. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and come over here and grab the shell. And we're going to do a 5mm shell. Okay, yeah, that's good. 5mm is good. Alright, now what we're going to do is go ahead and grab these two lines here, or circles. We're going to come over here to move. With them selected, we're going to go Control C, Control V. That'll be copy paste. Then we're going to move this up. And we're going to stop right there. Alright, this is going to be our inside one, so we're going to click on it and go to fill. And then we're going to spin this. And then we're going to pull this one. We want that to be a lid, so let's pull that about, let's undo that. Let's click right on the face. Let's do 10mm, so we're sure that it stays on there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and spin. So this is going to fit inside of here. Alright, now we're going to grab the outside one, select the outside one and hit fill. And then I want to do the same here. So we're going to go ahead and click on that and do a pull. Type in 10. Okay, so we got 10mm top lid and a 10mm little inside cap piece, so that will fit in there. Alright, so now I'm going to check for details here. We're going to be using CorelDRAW to type some text. So I want to go ahead and with the spin here, we're going to spin this. Let's go ahead and get the circle tool. We're going to click in the middle there. And we're going to drag out, I'm thinking about 50mm, so let's do 50. And then select the click off. We're going to go to the 3D mode. We're going to in sync this a little bit. So we're going to go to pull, and we're going to drag this in just a little bit. Maybe about, let's click off of it. Let's type in 4mm. So we're coming in there 4mm. So that's going to be that part. And now we're going to go ahead and put another middle ring in there. So let's go ahead and get the circle tool. We'll click right in the center there. We're going to create a 40mm. Sorry about that. Ambulance just went by. 40mm. And then another circle of about, I'm going to say 29. Okay, so that's going to be our inside one. Now we're going to go ahead and let's go to pull. Let's grab this right here. And then we're going to pull this up. This is going to be our handle to hold on to. Let's do 24mm. 24. Select the click off. Alright, so you got something that looks like this. And then the only other thing I want to do, we're going to do in CorelDRAW. I don't think this needs to be this tall, this little piece to hold on to. We could probably pull that down just a little bit. So let's grab it right there and we'll sink it down. Let's undo that. Let's click right on the face, do a -8. Okay, that's going to be a little better. Let's go ahead and spin that. That looks pretty good. Okay, now we're going to make some text for this. Okay, so we need to save this. So let's go ahead and go to File, Save. And then we'll go Tortilla, Holder. And then we'll put this on the desktop. We're not going to save the STL yet because we're not done with the details. All right, so we're going to go ahead and minimize that. We're going to open up CorelDRAW. Now, okay, so we'll open up CorelDRAW. We want to go ahead and go to New. And then I'm going to change the width here to 10 and then hit Tab 10. We've got a 10 by 10 page. We're going to change the rulers to the units to millimeters. So come over here to units. We'll click down, we'll go to millimeters. Then we're going to grab this. We're going to click and undo that. We're going to click and drag, hold down the shift and control. Okay, we're going to let go. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to type in our dimension for the top, which is 215.9. So let's put in 215.9, hit Tab, 215.9. That's going to be a reference for our text. And then we need to do 50 millimeters for the center. So let's go there till we see center, hold down Control Shift, drag up. Let's go ahead and highlight this. We're going to punch in 50, hit Tab, 50, enter. Okay, so this is going to be our where we want the text to go. So the text is going to say tortillas. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let's put another circle in here. So we're going to go, just as a guide, we're going to go select that. We're going to go Control C, Control V. Then we're going to come over here, grab this corner node. We're going to hold down the shift key to constrain. And then we're going to put it right to about there. Oh, undo. I did a copy and paste. Okay, so let's go hold that down, hold down shift till right about there. Then you're going to have to do a paste again to put back the one that you took. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and select those. We're going to do a Control G, which is group. P on the keyboard, P as in Paul, will put your selected group right in the center. So now we're going to ungroup this. To do that, you do Control U. All right, now we're going to grab some text. And then we're going to click right there. All right, so now we're going to type in tortillas. All right, we're going to make this a little bit bigger. So to do that, we're going to select. We're going to come up here to the point size. Let's go to 72. Let's make this bold. A little bit larger. Let's go more like 100 point and see what we got. 100 points a little too big, so let's go 90, maybe 10 points less. Okay, that's good. And now we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and click on that. We're going to change that center point to the middle. Doesn't seem to want to go right to the center. I don't know if that's going to do it. All right, we'll just manually roll this. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead. We don't need this stuff, so we're going to come over here, do a Control A, select everything. We're going to go to Objects, and we're going to break apart the selected. Then we're going to get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then keep that middle one just to see how we're doing. So now we're going to spin this. We're grabbing that, clicking, drag a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to put a guide down here to do that. Just click and drag from the ruler. I want to make sure that that S and the T are close to being lined up, a little bit off. So we're going to click and then click again to get the rotate, and just a little bump up. Okay, that's going to be good. So now what we're going to do, anytime you export text out of CorelDRAW, it has to be curves. If you do it as text, the Design Spark's not going to understand it. I'm going to try a different font. I'm going to try Swiss Black. Yeah, let's undo that. I like the first one better. Okay, so we're going to click on the text, and to convert to curves, you come up here to Objects, then you come down to Convert to Curves. So now what this is, it's basically text made up of mathematical lines and points or nodes. Before it was actually a font, so now it's not. So now we're going to go ahead and get rid of that middle one. We don't need it. And get rid of this middle one. We're going to select all the text. We'll come up to File. We're going to do an export. We're going to export it as an SVG. And when you do this, if it's not on SVG, just go ahead and click there and look for it. Mine automatically goes there because I use it so often. So we're going to just put text on there to the desktop, and then we're going to go ahead and make sure that this selected only is on, just in case there's something else on there. You only want the text. I always say okay to this. You don't really have to change anything. Okay, now we're going to minimize. Now we're going to open up FreeCAD. This is a great reference program if you're not familiar with it. It's free to download, and you can do you can make 3D models with it. You can do drafting with it. I use it just to convert files. So we're going to click that plus right there. We're going to go right down here is the text. Then we're going to drag it in. We're going to check this SVG as geometry button. Select. Now we're going to do a Control A to get everything. Now we're going to come up here to File. We're going to export. We're going to export it as a step file. And same thing applies here. If it's not on a step file, just click and find the file and then put it right there. And then we're going to call this text2, just so I don't confuse it with the first one, to desktop. And then we're going to save. Now we're going to go ahead and close this. Don't need it. Discard changes. We're going to open up our Design Spark Mechanical file. We're going to click here and we're going to come around to the plan view. Pan, we'll pan down. Now with this selected, I want to come up here to File. I want to make sure to change the file type. So you click there and you go down to Step. Now you're going to double click on Text2, which is a step file. You go ahead and click OK to this, and then you're going to get a file that comes in. So we want to automatically move that file out of the way, and then we want to select it, and you want to come up here and hit Fill. So you have to fill your tortilla with so it's solid. And now you have to go in here and delete. Just do a Control plus if it's not big enough for you to select. Pan over and then go to Select. You have to get rid of the inside part, just the inside parts on these two. Hit Delete. Now we have it how we want it, so we'll go Control minus. Now you want to come over here, drag a marquee around this text. We'll go to Move, and then you want to drag it into place. And what you'll need to do is put this, put that circle here, the gold circle, close to the center, and just kind of go from there. Whatever you think looks good. I think that looks good there. Now we're going to go ahead and spin this. Now I'm going to go to Pull, and we're going to do a Control plus, and then we're going to pan over. So grab your pan, move over. Go back to your pull mode, and we're going to just drag this tortilla up a little bit. We don't want it to be too thick. 1.65. I'm going to go ahead and spin that. Yeah, that's good for me. That's just enough height that you notice that it's there. Okay, now we're going to do Control minus. We'll select the click off. Now we're going to come over here and get rid of this. If you can't click on your tortilla text, just come over here to this. Sometimes they get a little wonky when you import them. So just go ahead and go to this one and hit delete. Should go away. Okay, now we're going to go to the isometric view. Okay, this is going to be our little tortilla holder. We're going to go Control plus. We're going to add some detail to this. So we'll hit pan. First thing I'm going to do is add a little rounded corner to this, a fillet. So we'll click there. I'm going to add just a 2mm fillet, a small one. I'm going to add a fillet to here, same thing, 2mm, small one. Go ahead and spin. I'm not going to add anything here. I want this to be flat so it will fit in here nice. Okay, now I'm going to go move this. We're going to go to pull. We're going to click on the inside of this. Let's Control plus to get in there a little closer. I'm going to move this, make that a little bit bigger. Right about to there. Okay, now I'm going to go pull. I'm going to add a fillet right there. You don't want weak spots on your 3D models. We'll go to, let's undo that. Let's just click that right there in the corner and go to 2 millimeters. We'll put a 2 millimeter fillet in there. Then I'm going to click there and do a 1 millimeter fillet. And then I'm going to put a little chamfer on the inside there. So we'll go ahead and let's put one in. Let's put one inside here too. So click there, hit 1, and then we're going to do chamfers on the outside here. So we'll click here. We're going to go to pull and change this from a fillet to chamfer. So we're going to add a chamfer in here. I'm not sure what the thickness I want to do. I think maybe 1 millimeter. So it clicked off. So let's undo this and just go click here. Type 1 millimeter and then click here. Make sure it's still on chamfer. I hit 1 millimeter. Okay, so this is all the details that I'm going to add to this. We added a fillet here, fillet on the inside, fillet here. Then I'm going to go one more thing. I'm going to add a fillet a chamfer right here. So we'll click here, go to chamfer, type 1 millimeter. Okay, I'm not going to do anything to the text. I'm going to leave the text as is. So here is our finished tortilla holder. Make sure if you're going to print this that you print it with food grade plastic so you're not harming yourself if you're holding anything in here. The only other thing, last thing that I want to do is I'm going to put a little chamfer right there, and it's going to be, let's do a little bit bigger. Let's go 2 millimeters. Okay, 2 millimeters, just so it will slide into this bowl without any difficulties. And then that's going to be it. This is going to be our tortilla holder. We're going to end the tutorial there. I almost said tortilla. Okay, that's going to end the video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching and you got some useful tips out of this video. And as always, thanks for watching.